Hey guys, welcome back to Basically Minimal. I'm Morgan, and this is my podcast all about cleaning, organizing, being lucky, and living minimally. If you're watching this on YouTube, hi, and you're probably wondering why I'm wearing the exact same thing as the last episode, but that is because I sat down to tape a podcast, and obviously, the nature of this content is being organized, prepared, prepping in advance, but I don't know if I want to post once a week with bonus episodes, twice a week. I don't think I want to commit to twice a week, so I guess I'm just prepping some in advance. And if I get a lot recorded, then I guess maybe we'll have some bonus episodes here and there. But today's episode is called Is Your Door Open? And you're probably wondering, what am I even talking about? So let me just ask you this question. If somebody was knocking on your door and they wanted to come hang out right this second, like you had no time in advance to do anything, they're knocking on your door. Are you ready to open your door and they can come in and hang out? Or are you frantic thinking about how your house is not picked up or cleaned or just in a state that you feel is presentable to have someone come over? I've been doing this minimal thing for 5 years. I've lived in this house for 9 years, and I can tell you there have been many times where my house was not ready if somebody was knocking on my door. If I was having people over, I would be frantically putting things away and cleaning things up and getting things ready because I knew they were coming over, and I would be sweating. And now I do not live like that. My door, anybody can stop by. There might be things on the counter, or I might have something out. Maybe it's not completely vacuumed, but the overall state of my house is somebody could knock on my door and come over, and it would be completely fine with me. So I thought of this idea when I was on a podcast recently. My dance boss, so I don't teach dance anymore, but I taught dance for 10 years and I just call her my dance boss. But she started a new podcast where she has guests come on and they do a top 10. It's really cute. So she had me as a guest actually, and you get to pick what your top 10 is and kind of surprise her. She doesn't know what you're going to even be talking about. And I did top 10 tips of living minimally. So we're going through this, and she was saying how she had somebody coming over to pick something up. And she was like, yeah, sure, you can like go through the garage and grab it, whatever. And the person was surprised that she was just willingly, like right at that moment, saying, oh yeah, sure, like come on over, stop by, grab it, whatever. And my dance boss was saying that she's surprised by herself too, because had this been years ago, she would have never, her house would not have been ready, basically. And now she feels way more comfortable to say to somebody, oh yeah, sure, stop by, like come on in. And that is the point of this episode. Like, is your house ready? Like, is your house or home or apartment, condo, wherever you live, could somebody stop by? And the way to kind of live this and be ready for somebody to stop by is just keeping up with it. So maybe your house isn't always like spotless clean, but if you know there's an area of your house where it's just always a disaster, you got to take the time to fix it, but then keep up with it. Keeping up with it is going to be what allows you to have people come over. And I have had people come over multiple times, and then by the fifth, sixth, seventh time they come over, they're like, wow, is your house always just like this? Like, they thought that I cleaned for them to come over. However, I just keep up with it, and it's always in that state. It is not perfect by any means. Like right now, it's not perfect, but I feel comfortable having people come over. I don't have to sweat. And what's so nice about this is that when you start living where your door is open, it triggers your brain to think about what you're doing. Like, okay, if the toilets are dirty, clean them. Like, don't keep putting things off, because the more you put things off, the harder it is to like regroup and start over and get it going again. And like I said in my last episode, if you haven't listened to it, it's called Put It Away, Not Down, which just means you put things where they belong instead of just like putting them down, and then all of a sudden you have all these things all over the place. So there's just like little tiny things that you can do all the time in order to have your door be open. And some people might be like, well, I don't want to have people over, but it's not necessarily about somebody coming over. It's also about you coming home. Do you always want to come home to a mess? Like, do you always want to come home to clutter? Do you always want to come home and think like, I gotta do this and this and this and just keep putting it off? Because a lot of times when we lay down at night, some people have trouble sleeping because they think of all the things they have to do. But if you do a nice deep clean of your house, I'm telling you, you will sleep so much better. And then if you keep up with it, then once a week, like just do a little clean, that day you'll feel so good. I've been doing that where I do like a deep clean on Mondays. I actually haven't done it in a few weeks, so like again, this type of lifestyle goes in and out. Things change, seasons change for yourself, and it might not always look the same, but if you keep those like solid core principles, then you'll feel content in the lifestyle. And anytime I clean my house, I just set a time for an hour and I clean whatever I can get done. Afterwards, I can sit on the couch and just feel so in like a zen mode. Cannot explain it. So let's recap, because I feel like I just told you a couple of stories, but basically, if your door is not open, what can you do to start getting there? What can you do to start being at the point where your door could be open? That is putting things away, not down, cleaning, having a cleaning schedule. So maybe you clean the bathrooms on Monday and you clean the kitchen on Tuesday. Maybe it's always having your kitchen closed, which means at the end of the night, you clean up your kitchen and you wipe down the counters and you put the stuff away. And because you don't have to host people in your whole house, obviously. So if your main areas, if you can just make a goal of your main areas staying clean and putting the things away, that might just be the step that you're at. All my rooms are clean, but it's just me here. So, I mean, obviously, like I'm in my office right now and it does get messy from me, but if I pick it up, it's fine. But I'm not worried about my office because if people are coming over, they're not coming up to my office. So just think about the areas in your house where people come to or like come into, and keep those areas clean. It might just be like your laundry room. Just once a week, set a timer, clean up your laundry room. So putting things away, not down, and finding some areas where this is manageable for you. And even if it's right now just your car, because a lot of times people feel embarrassed of other people getting in their car. So maybe just start with your car, clean it out, and try to keep up with it. And the more you keep up with that, it will snowball into keeping up with other things. So that is it for today. I am starving. I want to go get food. My throat is kind of dry from talking this much since I did 2 episodes. And yeah, I will catch you guys next week. I don't know if this is a bonus episode or what, but it's probably on a Monday, so I'll see you guys next Monday. Bye.